We're starting in Jerusalem, where Israeli police have hit mourners in clashes at the funeral of the Al Jazeera reporter Shireen Abu Akleh. Her killing in the occupied West Bank has caused a surge of anger. Her coffin almost fell as police, some using batons, waded into a crowd of Palestinians gathered around it. Shireen Abu Akleh was shot dead in the occupied West Bank on Wednesday. Richard Galpin reports.
The violence broke out as Shireen Abu Akleh's coffin was taken out from a hospital in East Jerusalem. Her coffin jostled and almost pulled to the ground as Israeli police and Palestinians clashed. 51-year-old Shireen Abu Akleh was a revered Palestinian-American journalist who worked for Al Jazeera's Arabic news channel. She spent 20 years reporting on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. She was shot in the head while reporting on an Israeli army raid in the occupied West Bank on Wednesday. She was wearing a flak jacket with press marked on it.
We arrived and within seconds there was the first shot. I told them that we are being targeted, we are being shot at. I turned and found Shireen on the ground. I found Shatha shielding herself by a tree and screaming. I turned and found Shireen on the ground in the first few seconds.
Witnesses have accused the army of killing her. Al Jazeera said she'd been shot in cold blood. Israel says it's investigating the incident.
I therefore reiterate my expectation of open and transparent cooperation with full findings, and I also expect the Palestinian Authority not to take any steps to disrupt the investigation or to disturb the investigation process in a way that will prevent us from reaching the truth.
Tensions have been building in recent weeks. Israeli forces carrying out raids after a spate of gun attacks by Palestinians in which at least 24 people have been killed. Shireen has now been laid to rest in the Mount Zion cemetery alongside her parents. Richard Galpin, BBC News.
Well, our correspondent Tom Bateman was at the funeral and witnessed the events as they unfolded, a warning that his report contains images that some viewers may find distressing.
Reporters, camera crews, everywhere. This is exactly the kind of event that Shireen would normally be at. Today they're saying goodbye. Well, we just had to move back very quickly because the mourners were trying to carry the coffin through the gates out of the hospital. The border police are directly outside, and now we're seeing confrontations here. Oh my God. Let the baby through. Go. And this is now the final journey for Shireen Abu Akleh, a journalist surrounded by her people in Jerusalem to be buried beside her parents. Well, these now are the final moments they have to spend with Shireen, and you can hear what they think. Their storyteller, whose voice will be heard no longer.
Well, that was Tom Bateman there witnessing the events at the funeral of Shireen Abu Akleh. Issam Ikiamawi is from BBC Arabic. He's known Shireen Abu Akleh for 25 years. He told us more about her.
Shireen was very well known as a journalist, as a woman, probably one of the early female Arab reporters in the Middle East. She had a great deal of integrity. She was very unassuming, down to earth. I've known her for almost 25 years. When she first started working for Al Jazeera in 1997, she was a young lady at the time, but she showed enough enthusiasm and integrity, and she was done really great in terms of the way she was reporting, straightforward, no nonsense, straight to the point, balanced, kept her emotions in check. So today's funeral showed how much people respected her.
As Issam Ikemawi from BBC Arabic there, speaking of Shireen Abu Akleh, who he's known for over 2 decades.